Hi everyone! Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we will be doing something a little different. I've been really wanting to challenge myself and learn how to limit my color palette. So I thought it would be fun to do the 3-color challenge. So I won't be using markers. I'll instead be using the Arteza gouache. So gouache is my primary choice of coloring my artwork. So I thought it would be fun to use gouache and try to see what my creativity would come up with only 3 colors. So there's 23 colors and we're going to choose them by random. Let's just get started. I'm gonna mix this up and close my eyes and then pick 3 colors. So I'll pick this one, okay, third one. Okay, so these are my 3 colors. I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh! This could be worse. This is a very muted palette. I was expecting some bright colors like yellow or like a bright green, but this is very muted. So I'll show you up close what the colors are. So the first color is crimson red, burnt umber, which is a brown color. We have Prussian blue. I really wanted some bright colors. Now we just have muted colors. This will be interesting. Let's swatch the colors. I have some water on the side. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see that. Burnt umber. Very dark brown. This is so dark. This is such a dark palette. Okay, now we have Prussian blue. That is even darker than I imagined. So let's see what happens when you mix the colors together. I'm gonna create bigger swatches because this is too small. This will be difficult, but the question is, what do we draw? Burnt umber makes me think of trees, but we don't have any green. We could use but we can have like trees without leaves. And then the crimson red could act like a highlight kind of, and the Prussian blue can act like a shadow for the trees. Maybe like a deer in the woods, like a red deer. We'll have a deer that's red. And then we have burnt umber. And then we have burnt umber too for the deer. Yeah. Then we have like a deer in the woods. With the woods have no leaves, I mean. Oh, but then wouldn't the grass have leaves? Oh, there would be grass still. There would be grass. So what would it... Let's just start sketching out what I'm thinking of. Then I'll probably figure it out instead of just sitting here. Let's see, our paper is gonna be kind of this shape. I need to figure out what a deer looks like, apparently. I just realized you can't see that at all. Not that you want to see my ugly deer. And then there's like trees, and the Prussian blue could be the sky. Yeah, that works out. Let me practice how to draw a deer so I can see it more. I can visualize it more instead of the scribble. Let's see, a male deer kind of looks, his body kind of goes like this. That's kind of what a deer looks like. Obviously his back part would have to be a little longer. His chest area I fixed, and his legs have to be longer because I did fix the chest area. Let me just play around with the color to see if I like the color of the deer. Let's see, this is red with brown. So I've been working on this for a while. Not really liking how this is turning out. I think because the red is too red. I was thinking it's gonna be more like the effect of burnt sienna, which is like a reddish brown. I thought I could still achieve that with this. So I think I'm gonna have to make the deer a little more brown. See, I have to also remember with gouache, I keep treating it like it's just acrylic, but I can water it down. So if I want, I could get this light color to put in the front. See, I like that a little better than this red. So I might stick with this brown. So I think I know kind of what I want. I'm going to sketch it out and hopefully it goes well. So I finished the sketch, and unlike the previous sketch where you could see more of his hindside, I drew his hindside a little more behind, also his legs cut off. I drew some trees in the back, this background, so drew a tree here. I like how he came out, he looks cute. I'm just going to lighten up the sketch with the kneaded eraser just so I can get some of the graphite out so it doesn't mix with the gouache. I'm going to do a light wash on everything just so I can get an idea. But before I do that light wash, I'm going to paint the sky this Prussian blue color, because if I paint the background first, at least the front colors, the forward colors, the foreground colors can cover that blue up. So I'll paint the sky blue first. I'm going to paint. And I want to paint so that the lighter blue, the more watery blue is towards the surface. I don't want it to be too dark around here. I want it to be pretty light. We're gonna let the sky dry and we're gonna work from the bottom up. So let's just try to get a general idea where the colors will be. So we'll just lightly paint. By lightly paint, I mean paint a watered down version of what we think the colors will be. I still have to figure out what to paint the ground. While I was sketching this, I was thinking about everything else except the ground. I don't know what to paint the ground. We'll probably paint it like a brownish color. Maybe like a brown blue. I think that'll look very mystical. I'm just putting colors in random places, trying to get a feel of what it would look like. Because it's fur, so you can be kind of random with it. Not too random. So let me work on the sky a little bit more because it seems dry. Yeah. It's pretty dry. And I want the top part to be dark. We're gonna have like a gradient. Okay, this part we definitely have to fix again. But it has to dry a bit. So we'll let that dry. Because there's it's a little splotchy there. I always find gradients hard to do because I always get splotchy results sometimes. So this is good practice on how to do gradients with gouache. So we'll work on the deer a bit more, and then we'll continue working on the sky when it dries a bit. Our deer is coming along, even though it's still the early stages. I quite like how he's coming out though. Cool. I like how he's coming out. His face needs a bit of work. It's a little too light. When I was in my undergraduate, there was a lot of deer. Like crazy amount of deer. So there used to be hiking trails near my college because they had a nature preserve and everything. So we were once on a hiking trail and there was just a bunch of deer and we couldn't pass, so we just were staring at the deer, because just waiting for the deer to get the signals saying to move, because we don't want to get too close to the deer because they need their personal space. And also that's dangerous too, to get close to a deer. They have very powerful hind legs. We were just waiting. And there was the little baby deer, the fawns, and they were so cute. So they finally got the message to try to move. It was so funny and still so cute to see deer. They're very cute animals. I think by doing this 3-color challenge, it's really like challenging my creativity, because I probably wouldn't have put these colors together. Like, yes, they could have been in the same color. I could have used them in the same painting, but there would be other colors to supplement it. But here, for the deer, for example, I'm only trying to use the burnt umber and the crimson red. Whereas if I had all the colors, I'd probably use burnt sienna, burnt sienna, burnt umber, use yellow for highlights. There'll be a lot more colors going on, but here I'm very limited with my color palette. I picked those 3 colors. I was really scared to use those colors because these colors are pretty dark. At least if I had like maybe a lighter color, it would be a little easier, but the cards were not on my side this time. Okay, I need to fix this area, but let me let it dry first. And also, I would have never thought to mix crimson red and burnt umber, and you get this really nice color. I wasn't very sure about it, but now that I'm putting the deer together, it's pretty nice, the color. Okay, his legs need a little work, his body needs a lot of work. Maybe we'll work on the sky a bit, and then let the body dry. Usually with gouache, I find it gets uglier before it gets nice. We'll let that dry. That's gonna dry lighter than it actually looks like. That's what gouache does. Usually the dark colors dry lighter, and then the lighter colors dry darker than you expect. Sometimes, not always. I kind of want to make his eyes blue. Is that weird? Okay, I'm gonna make his eyes blue when I'm done with this. If I really hate it, I'll just cover it up with the brown. I'm gonna let the face dry a bit, but I'm gonna work on the trees while I'm letting the face dry. Actually, before I work on the trees, I want to work on the antlers. So the antlers, I want to make it brown, but I want it to be very watery brown. Might make the antlers a little more darker as I'm going. Okay, we're gonna wait for the antlers to dry and we're gonna work on the trees. So the trees need help too. Finished one tree. Now one more tree to go. I should have started with this tree because now I can't rest my hand because this tree is still wet. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Trees are done to a certain extent. I'm just gonna blend this out because when I look at it very closely, it looks kind of strange. Just gonna take some water and blend. Blend, 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 blend. Okay, I think the problem is his light spots and dark spots are too like all over the place. Like his dark spots are at the bottom and his light spots are on top. But I need to make sure they're kind of mixed more well, especially on top. He needs more dark spots. Wow. My brush was not clean enough to do that. We'll fix that later. Okay, let's work on the ears while we wait for everything else to dry. Just kind of lightly just take whatever paint was left there and just move it. And try to blend it out. There's something about this deer that doesn't look right to me. And I think I figured it out. It has to do with his chest area. Hopefully it's just his chest area that is bothering me. Okay, let me work on this middle section a bit. And I think the deer, at least the body part, will be done. I still have to work on the head a bit. But the body part, I think will be done at least. I also hope you guys like these real-time clips. I kind of like filming real-time a little better just because it's at least I can give you my opinion right then and there. When I film and then do the voiceovers, I sometimes forget what I was thinking during that time. Okay, I think the body's done, so let's work on the face. primarily the nose area. I think this part is fine, the nose area. It's a little too white. I was gonna keep this white, but it's a little too white for my liking. So I'm just gonna water down some brown. So now just water down a bit so it doesn't look as weird. And then I want to fix the eye area a little bit because it looks kind of weird too. I'm gonna take some darker brown. Use the tip of the brush and then try to create... Oh, so much better. Let me make that nose dark brown. I could have made it red and make it like Rudolph. Red-nosed reindeer. It's a deer, but still. We're not gonna do that. I'm quite liking how this is turning out. I was really scared before. I know I said I liked how it turned out before, but I'm really happy now. That is unless hopefully I don't mess up the ground. Now the ground, I'm thinking of making it maybe like a purplish color, more on the blue side, because I want the background to be more blue. So I got this indigo color. Let's see how this goes. But this is a nice color. I think it makes the deer stand out. I should do this challenge more often. I feel like it's really like challenging me to really expand, really think out of the box. Okay, while waiting for that to dry, I'm going to make certain parts of the antlers a little darker. I'm gonna take the darkest I can get this indigo color and try to create like hills, not hills, but just little, just so the ground doesn't look flat. I might add some Prussian blue just to make this a little darker. It's a little too light. I got a little bit Prussian blue on the deer and it's gonna have to stay there. I'm gonna add the Prussian blue eyes. Just gonna see how it looks. I think the Prussian blue will make the eyes stand out so much more. Yeah, because the Prussian blue makes it stand out just because the deer itself is red and brown. The blue is, there's no blue on the deer. So when there's blue in the eyes, it just makes the deer stand out, and then your eyes are on the deer. So I think the Prussian blue was a good choice. Okay, let's work on these ears because they're not going to work on themselves. Okay, the ears have to dry. The eyes are dry, so I can work on fixing those up a bit. And then I just want to add a mouth. Because he needs a mouth. He has to eat somehow. He has a mouth. Okay, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I wanted to add some trees in the background. I think this has taken me almost 2 hours, probably more than 2 hours, maybe 2 hours, 2.5. So I think this is it. So let me unclip this, the final untaping. Oh my god, I worked out yesterday and my legs are in pain. Just thought you should know. So this is our finished deer. I quite like how he turned out. I think he turned out really well, and I'll definitely try this challenge again. I was really scared because we got really dark colors. I did well with what I got, and I quite like how it came out, and it feels unified because there's only 3 colors here, and I'm very happy with it, and I hope you enjoyed the painting process. I hope you enjoy real time. I like talking out what I'm doing. It kind of helps me think too when I just talk out. I naturally I usually when I'm doing something I just talk out. I just talk to myself and it just helps me, and I hope you enjoyed that. This is the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye!